At number 73 on the iconic 100 list is the 1997 EX 2001 Michael Jordan card, including both the credentials now and the credentials future. And here to talk with us about this card today, a man who needs no introduction, the one and only Spinatron. Spino, I know you own not only amazingly the future version of this, which is just one of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen, pink and purple, perfect 90s card, but you're actually one of the few people who owns the now version of this card. Talk to us about what you love about this card, about the credentials set in general, and what you think about where the card shows up at number 73 on the iconic 100 list.
Okay, thanks for having me, Adam. So this particular card, credentials in now and the future, now is out of 9, future is out of 72. So altogether it's 81 cards, but they are distinguished by the acetate color and also the iconicness, right? The more rare, the better. This card is very significant because in 97-98, it's the first season when NBA systematically introduced serial numbers in each product. Every base has a serialized parallel to it. That's the very first year. And among all the products from Upper Deck and the Skybox and Tops, I think Tops doesn't have any serial number parts, except some like plates and stuff.
That's right.
So for Fleer and Fleer Skybox, which is one company, and also Upper Deck, for them, the most rare, the rarest serialized cards are this one, outside of the masterpieces. So now out of 9 is the rarest in the year 97-98. It's the year of Michael Jordan last playing in the Bulls, and also it's the pinnacle of basketball. Like the final rating is the highest, hasn't been broken, and also the apex of the design. So I would say that it's like perfect timing, everything aligned, and there is the rarest one.
I think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So in terms of rarity, that sits at the top, but also the innovation. So it's a ranking system, right? It's the position the player is slotted is according to their popularity, their like status in the NBA, and all the promises. So Jordan obviously is the GOAT, so it's slotted very early, but it's not slotted at a 1 of 1 because they want people to collect it to generate some collectability.
Right.
Jordan-airs can have it. So 9 is perfect because 9 is also his Olympic jersey number. So yeah. I think that's well thought out by Arena Design and his team, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, as I look at this card, a few things come to my mind. One is, you pointed it out already, but this is the rarest parallel of Jordan at this point. People often point to the PMG green, which we're going to see here later on in this in this countdown, but a combined total of 81 between the two colors. It's neat because you can pair the two together. I know you love pairing, but also you can pair the two together, which gives really a great chase. And other than those players that appear right in the middle of the set around number, around 40, 35 to 45, there's always a much more difficult card to find. And so it was just, EX 2001 is innovation. You have, in my opinion, some of the prettiest prettiest parallels in these EX 2001 cards. But the jambalaya, to me, is, as far as good looking inserts go, it is innovation personified on a card. We're also going to be talking about that card later on in this list, or I'll be talking about that card with another guest. But even when you look at the base card, this is not a card that's super rare. You can go find that card right now. And that's what I love about this card being on the list. Spino, I don't know exactly, about where it sits. 73, I think feels close to right to me, but I love it because it's a card that both, lower end collectors can acquire in a base version, which is gorgeous, one of the best looking base cards of all time. And then you've got collectors, such as yourself, where it's really like one of the ultimate grail cards of a whole era. And I just, I'm the sort of guy I would just love to own. I would just love to own the future. I know it's not as rare as the now, but to me, that's really like one of the best looking, coolest Jordan inserts ever made.
Yeah, it's also like sort of color match, right, with the Bulls. And also out of 72, it's also a significant number to the Bulls.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't even think of that. I never even thought of that.
Yeah. So it's all magical. Like those things, I'm sure it's not that well thought out, but in the end, people can just attach meaning to it. And there's so iconic cards just kind of made that way somehow. Yeah. And also, yeah, the base has the more like shinier, shimmerish, right, along the crescent region. One also need to point out that it's this product, this card I pulled from, right, this box is a very high-end box back then. I think probably the highest end box back then.
Yes.
A pack only have 2 cards, and this box is selling like probably 4,000, highest probably 10,000 at some point. So it's and open one box, you can get 1 Jordan base or 2. So it's, although back then it's cheap, now it's very hard to reproduce such from the fresh box. So it's this, if you consider this, it's probably the one of the earlier premium brands. And
I've also heard Gene from Arena Design talk about the printing process with this one and the different layers and the different levels of the card. You get one of these in hand, and the first thing that you're going to notice is that there's multiple sort of materials coming together. It's cardboard, it's acetate, it's foil, it's holofoil, it's that shimmer thing that you talked about. And so, the way that I think about this set, the whole set, it's not just this card that we're talking about right now, but the parallels, the jambalaya, the whole thing. It's like somebody said, let's do the most creative thing that we can do on a card. Let's spare no expense on actually printing the cards, and let's do something that people are never going to forget. If it was up to me and I was to sort of like rewrite history on which cards would be the most, sought after from this year, I know everybody loves the PMGs, and I get it. I love this set. It's I only have a couple of these cards, but not Jordan. Got a couple of other cards that I love. I think it's one of the greatest sets ever made, and I think the product as a whole, if you include the jambalayas in it, I think it's the best product. Literally, it's probably my favorite product ever made. And so, Spino, it's fantastic to have your take on this Michael Jordan card. And again, card number 73 on the Iconic 100 list is the Michael Jordan 1997 EX 2001 with its associated credentials now and essential credentials future. Tomorrow, I'll be back with another guest for card number 72 on the Iconic 100 list. And until then, happy collecting.